be like, hey, these totally cut through penny. You want to buy them? You know, not going to go too well. So you put it together, a sample kit, it's about $400 of this stuff, and basically you can take it on your points with you, show your customers what it is you're talking about, let them really feel it, see it, try it out, you know, see if it's something they want to spend their hard-earned money on. All right, we give this to you at no cost to you. It's loaned to you. So at the end of training, what we have you do is provide us with 3 character references, just like you would at any other job, that we hold on to. You know, that are A, going to say that you're, you know, an honest, ethical person, not going to steal from us, and also if we ever can't get a hold of you, you know, we can basically track you down, hunt you down, and find you from underneath that rock you're hiding from us on. It typically doesn't happen, but just something that we ask for. And then also, in order to keep the kit, all you have to do is remain active. Now, remaining active is very simple. It's just turning in at least 1 order per week. Okay, it doesn't matter the size. It's not like a quota. All right, it could literally be a $3 order. No one's making pretty much money off that. It's just to show that you're actively still working. Because again, this is on loan to you. So if you're not working, there's no reason for you to have a free kit. Okay. So for example, if like a week is going to go by, like maybe you're just really busy with school, or maybe you don't plan on working a whole lot during the school year. If that's the case, all you have to do is simply check the kit in to the office, kind of like a library book. Just check it in, and then as soon as you're ready to like start working again, just line up a few appointments, and then you can come check it back out. Okay. It is possible to buy it at a great discount. I believe the discount you get, it's like you can buy it for like $84. So I mean, you can, but we typically make reps hold off for at least a couple weeks before they're even allowed to do that anyway. But that's kind of how that works. Very simple. So no cost to you. And then I'll say the same thing really for pay and advancement. This is a job where you get out what you put into it. All right. So the one thing to understand about this job is it's not like most, and the fact that most jobs you could show up, work your shifts, but not actually work. Like you could just be there because you're paid for the amount of time that you're there. This is not a job where you're paid for the time that you're here, but you're actually paid for, you know, like your effort and the actual like work you put into it. So you know, I'm probably making it sound a little bit tougher than it really is. It's not, but you just get paid for when you actually work. And so I say that because, for example, the pay, it's pretty much good either way. I'm not going to go into great detail about it, but you can do the math. If you're someone that works hard, you do a lot of appointments, whether you make a lot of sales or not. But you know, if you work really hard, you're going to make good money. And we have people every single year, every single summer, that make enough to pay for a semester or even a whole year of school, which is really important, especially for those that are paying their own way through school. And then we also, you know, same thing with the advancement. I kind of mentioned this already before, but you know, we have a lot of room to grow, and we do promote rather quickly. But you know, we don't play the politics game. It's not about how long you've been here. It's not about how old you are. It's not about what you've done at past jobs. It's about what you've done here. So moving up is something you're interested in doing for one reason or another. That's cool with us. Just let us know, and we'll tell you what you need to do. And as long as you do that, it's a no-brainer. So simple as that. And last couple perks here, you know, so travel. So we have 2 different types of travel. So the first one, we have things like conferences. So probably, depending on the time of the year, maybe once a month or maybe once every 2 months, we have a conference where we get together. This is a learning event. So you go there to hear talks from some of the top reps and managers all over the country and inside of our division and region. And so we get to go to places like Kansas City or Chicago. We're actually going to Chicago this weekend, just perfect timing. And it's actually this upcoming weekend is called the Year-End Banquet, and so it's kind of like the Golden Globes of Vector, and so it's like all the year-end awards are handed out for what everyone did for like 2013, and it also kind of kicks off this year and everything, which is really cool. And so they're really fun events. I don't want to give you guys the impression though that it's like a boardroom meeting with like a bunch of like old farts in suits and stuff. We do try to make them fun. I have always described them as a combination of like a concert and an award ceremony. We do a lot of like recognition, so we typically have a theme. So for example, this is from 2011, and we did something, I think the theme that year was like Rocky, like the comeback. And so instead of buying like a just typical stage, they actually went out and bought a boxing ring. And it was like a legit like boxing ring, like there was like blood on the mat and everything. And I actually grew up watching like WWF wrestling, so like I just wanted to get like on the top turnbuckle and like, you know, like do a flip or something, but something about liability is what we did. But you know, it was really fun, and so our office, we actually won, and so we got like all our reps like in the ring and everything. It was like a Royal Rumble, and I just want to start chucking people out, but wouldn't let me do that either. So, but they're always a lot of fun. And then we have things like incentive trips, and so these are things that are not necessarily work related at all. This isn't about, you know, learning to sell a knife better or anything. It's just simply a reward for you working hard. And so, for example, I've won trips to places like Cancun, Costa Rica, Cabo, Jamaica. actually literally just qualified for a trip to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. So this weekend we're literally going up. So it was actually my birthday yesterday, so go me. But on Friday and Saturday we have our year-end banquet, and then our kickoff conference, and then Sunday through like the majority of the week, directly from there they're flying everyone who qualified for that trip to Punta Cana. So while you suckers are here in like 10-degree below weather, we'll be over there. So that's really exciting. These couple pictures are actually from Jamaica from a couple years ago. And then over the summer, I also qualified for a much more extended trip to Panama, like near the Panama Canal. They're actually having Carnival down there in the country and everything, so it'll be really cool. So trips like that, those are really fun. And again, they're not really work related. It's like, get a tan, play volleyball, drink root beer, do it every day, good stuff like that. More locally here in St. Louis, excuse me, we've had a lot of success, and we've been doing some really, really cool things, and I think there's just something important to note, that obviously if you're part of the team, understand that you're in a really good spot. We finished as the #2 office in the company this past year, and not only that, I think that's like our second or third year in a row at being #2, and it's both good and frustrating to be #2. When I was playing football, I always said that second place was first place loser, so I don't really know if it's a place I like being, but the bottom line is we've been doing some great things. We have some of the top reps. I believe we have like 6 of the top 10 reps in the country in our office. We have the #1 rep of all time in our office, and as I said, we were #2 in the company, and we've been there for a couple years now. But to give you an idea, as I said, I started in the business when I was it was 2008, but I didn't come to St. Louis until about halfway through 2011. So before I got here in 2010, they did like just over $1 million for the year. In 2011, I got here in like May. We did $750,000 just in the summer, and then we did about $1.5 million for the entire year. So we grew by about $500,000. Then in 2012, we did $1.9 million, broke a ton of records, set the region record, and then this past year, we did $2.2 million, which was, I think, only the second, maybe third time $2 million has ever been done before, but never been done before in the central region, so we broke that record, which was our own record, so we crushed ourselves. And then now, here we are in 2014, and we sat down at the very beginning of the year and we said, what's the record, what's never been done before in the month of January? We set the record in our region last year at 190. The national record set at like 251 or 252. So I said, what if we went for like, not just like breaking, but like crushing? Like, what if we did like 300,000? In I think it was week 2, we did, just in that week, we did 123,000. And so right now we are at, I want to say, like 265,000 for the month of January. So in the last like 4 weeks or so, we've done over $265,000. Not including the store, just here in St. Louis. And we still have 1 full week left, so we're going to be very close to that $300,000 mark, which has never even been close to being done before. So we're just doing a lot of really cool things. We've got a lot of really neat things that are kind of happening, and some cool changes that are taking place. So bottom line, if you're offered a position, you're in definitely the right office for sure. We are #1 for the entire year right now. I'd like to kind of keep it that way if we can. More importantly, we just have a great culture. I think that's something that is important, again, to know. If you're going to work somewhere, you want to know that you're going to enjoy working there. It's a terrible feeling hating your job. So, we have a lot of people that just have different types of energy. One thing I will say as a manager, I've noticed everyone does well, whether you're shy or outgoing. We have some people that you wonder how they talk to people because they're really shy. But at the end of the day, as I said, the product sells itself. But everyone does well in their own way. And I think everyone just enjoys being able to contribute to something a little bit bigger than themselves, and especially with like the team goals that we have and things like that. And then we just kind of make everyone feel included. We have something called Team Night Out that we do once a week. So again, it's tonight. So after our team meeting, we'll usually do something kind of fun. It's a little bit harder in the cold weather because typically we'll do like a sporting event, like we might play like basketball or football or something like that. You don't necessarily have to be athletic to do it, but we have a lot of very competitive people, and I may or may not be a trash talker, so people like to beat certain people on certain nights and that. But sometimes we'll do something fun, like right now, like we'll probably just like go out to eat or like see a movie. But it's always just some kind of fun. And again, I think people just enjoy being able to kind of hang out with people they work with in a professional setting too. So I'm not going to explain all this because I'm running a little bit short here on time, but I just want you to kind of understand like what our culture is and kind of what we're known for. And the one I'll just highlight here really quick is just the last one, what you see, growth oriented. And this is something that unfortunately is not really taught in a lot of schools. It's not really taught really in other jobs or even by parents and that. And that's just kind of the growth mindset. So we focus here in the central region in Gateway and St. Louis. We focus on becoming the best version of yourself is kind of what we talk about. It's a reoccurring theme. And basically what we want people to understand is that a lot of people fail in life because they fail to grow themselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. All right? Everyone kind of goes through life with this idea that, when I'm 30, I'll be working here, doing this, making this, this will be how my life is. And then one day you kind of wake up and you're like, wow, I'm 30. That's not even close to happening. And it's mainly just because we kind of forget. We're always focused on later down the road, that we forget to start taking action right now. And so because we predominantly just work with people that are in that phase, that transition period in their life, we want to help people understand that like now's the time you don't need to be that person, but you need to start taking those steps. Who are you going to be when you're 30? What kind of a job do you want to have? What kind of life do you want to have? How are you going to make that happen? And how do you have to start doing that? What do you have to start doing now? And so that's a lot of what we focus on, and I think that's probably the main reason that people who move on from Vector do so well. It's not necessarily because selling knives is the key to success, but it's just because the skills and the things that we focus on teaching people nowhere else does, and it's just very impactful and very, very beneficial. So last slide here, my opinion. I think the biggest perk representatives gain from this job truly is the experience. It's the number one reason why people are selected for a job. 85% of the reason why someone is selected has nothing to do with GPA, where you went to school, your major. 85% of the reason is the experience you have. It's the most important thing they look at on a resume. Unfortunately, everyone's experience truly looks very similarly. You have the same types of jobs, restaurants, labor jobs, office work, retail, jobs everyone's seen and done. They really just don't stand out on a resume. Sales is not necessarily anything different, but it is something that a lot of places like to you have worked at some point in your life, because it's a lot of dealing with other people, communication skills, confidence, time management, goal setting. Those are skills that almost any sales job has, but one of the things that Vector Marketing is very well known for now, again, is providing people with that, not only just entry-level experience, but the experience that actually matters, and allowing you to be in control of your schedule, become self-motivated, and just these things that they're kind of hard to put into words, but so many companies now just understand the value of those skills. Here in St. Louis, I get calls twice a year, in May and December, from companies around the area saying, who do you have that's been with you for a couple months, that's graduated, that's looking to move on? We love working with your people. A lot of big name companies. I was actually just having a conversation with someone on our team. She graduated not this past December, but the December before. And obviously she's still with us, and she kind of works on and off. She's still applying around other positions. She went to school for economics and something else, I don't remember. But she's a very well-oiled machine when it comes to just being a professional person. And even she struggles finding the job that she wants. And she actually said, up until very recently, all her you guys know what LinkedIn is, right? All her LinkedIn profile was literally her name, email, and a very super brief description. Didn't even have a resume on it. And she still because of the company name just constantly was getting stuff bombarded, because people know the company name, they know the experience, that the intangible experience that goes along with it. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is because the money's great, and it's a fun job and whatnot, but truly the best perk of the job truly is the experience. And the last thing you'll see on here is think of Vector like a stepping stone. So again, I've been here since '08, and I love this job, I'm very thankful for it, and I don't know where I'd be without it. But since the very beginning, this job to me has always been a stepping stone. And for many people, that's what it is. It's a stepping stone to get you some good experience, get you some money in your pocket, and help you, get on the path you want to for where you want to go. Later on the road, for example, I know you want to be a medical assistant. So, I said earlier we have nothing to do with the medical field, but at the same time, we have people that have been engineers, doctors, lawyers, financial planners, real estate agents, trash people. Doesn't matter what you want to do. The skills that you'll learn here, they're applicable in any field. Doesn't matter what you want to do. And I literally have an example of almost every field you can imagine. So the reason I'm saying this is because I've been doing this for a long time, and I hear a lot of the same answers, and I know it's because that's kind of what you guys are taught to say and stuff. So I just want you guys to be very, very real with me whenever we meet one-on-one. Just understand that, again, I can't offer a position to necessarily everyone, so don't take it personally. It has nothing to do with you. But I just want you to be very upfront. Understand it doesn't matter if you're looking for long-term, short-term, full-time, part-time. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to us is for whatever amount of time you are going to be here, just work hard, do what you say you're gonna do, and just be a fun person to work with and have in the office.